All right, guys. So earlier today, we had the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. It was this morning. It was a pre-recorded, so it wasn't exactly a live stream like they usually do in the past. This was a third-party offering. Yesterday, if you saw, I made a video called "The Worst Nintendo Direct Ever Will Be Tomorrow," and it seemed that the title and everything flew over a lot of people's heads. That's the problem with media nowadays, is people tend to look at a title and immediately have a reaction or a comment, and they don't either read the article that is in the newspaper or the website, or they don't watch the video that's on YouTube. If they would have watched the video fully before commenting, they would have seen that my point of me calling it the worst Nintendo Direct ever was basically mimicking what people usually say when a Nintendo Direct doesn't meet the expectations of what they want. And usually when you get these Nintendo Directs, people want Metroid and Zelda and all this crap, and then if they don't get it, they start to cry and whine about it on social media and say that Nintendo's dying and that it was the worst Direct ever and a snooze fest and the worst thing ever. For me, usually, like I said in my video, if you haven't watched it, I tend to go into any presentation, whether it's Nintendo, Sony, or Xbox, with low expectations. It can't be a banger every time. There's just no realistic way. Consoles have their ebbs and flow. You have your presentations that just hit it on the mark with every single thing, and then you have your presentations that are just full of crap that you don't care about. So I just wanted to clarify that. I got placed in a playlist as salty people by somebody. Somebody in the comments was like, "Oh, you're just salty about it." Blah blah. There's worse things. They failed to see the point of the video. My point was, people are going to complain about it today if it didn't end up the way that they liked. But oddly enough, it seems like the general consensus is that this was an okay Nintendo Direct, even if it was only a partner showcase. Now, there was a lot of things that were revealed, but I'm going to be honest, I skimmed through it. The fact that it was a video on demand instead of a live stream, I felt was perfect. I literally just skimmed through it really quickly. It wasn't the worst Nintendo Direct ever, but leading up to it, there was a lot of leaks and stuff. People were speculating that Red Dead Redemption 2 would be revealed. Are you kidding me? There's no way in hell Red Dead Redemption 2 will ever be on the Nintendo Switch. And if it is, it's going to be like a cloud streaming version of it, and it's probably going to run choppy as fuck. I swear to God, that game didn't even run properly on the PS4 when it first came out for quite some time after several patches. So, yeah, anybody that thought Red Dead Redemption 2 would be shown at some kind of 25-minute throwaway Nintendo Direct, you're sadly mistaken. Now, I figured Rabbids, the new Mario and Rabbids sequel, would be showcased because Ubisoft kind of leaked the date for, I think it's like October 29th or October something. Like late October, Ubisoft revealed the date. So I figured, all right, that one is probably the most plausible one, especially after I made the last video. I was like, all right, that seems the most plausible. That seems that Mario and Rabbids would be shown at a partner direct, especially because it's technically a third-party game licensed in Nintendo characters. So that was the game that I was the most interested in. I really enjoyed the first one. I had a lot of fun. They're really emphasizing that Bowser's playable this time around. It looks like it has a lot of cool gameplay elements. Honestly, this and Splatoon are probably the two games that I'm definitely looking forward to. Now let me go over, and pardon me if you hear some thunder and lightning outside. It's finally fucking raining for like the first time like in ages over here in San Antonio. So let's go ahead. We're going to full screen this trailer. We're going to take a look at it. I believe this is the same trailer that was actually shown the first time it was revealed. But yeah, this is definitely the game that I'm looking forward to out of all the ones that are coming up out of this partner direct. Mario and Rabbids was a fantastic game. when it came out. It caught me off guard. The concept of collaborating a silly franchise like the Rabbids with a phenomenal franchise like Mario, great. It just works, you know. And I'm usually not a fan of strategy games or, you know, tactical based strategy, turn based type of games, but it just worked. This one looks like they're going to build up on a lot of the core gameplay mechanics. So out of all the games that we saw today, this is the one that I'm like, all right, I'm definitely on the train for the Rabbids. So yeah, this should be coming out October. So yeah, I mean, look how adorable they all are. Phenomenal fucking game. It's gonna be a lot of fun to check that one out. So yeah, Mario and Rabbids, and this is Sparks of Hope, the sequel. Now on top of that, there was some games that looked pretty cool, but honestly, a lot of this was stuff that I just wasn't excited about. You know, we got Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. That's going to be coming out literally like in 2 days. They did like a final trailer for it. They showed, you know, off some more of the gameplay and stuff like that. Okay, maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. I have like an on-off relationship with the Monster Hunter series. You know, I could get into it when I'm actively playing it, but then if I put it down, it just takes a lot for me to get back to it. Now, there was one game on here, Nier Automata, the end of Yorha edition. A lot of people were excited about this one. I never played Nier Automata. Apparently this version is going to come out with all the DLC. Original costumes are specifically made for this, so like exclusive ones. It's being touted as a long-awaited game for the Nintendo Switch. So, you know what? I have absolutely no interest in it, but if you did, if this is something that you looked forward to, then I'm happy for you. You got your game. There was a few other, you know, games in there. They showed like Super Bomberman R2. I remember playing the first Super Bomberman, and I just had like no. I had like maybe like a week of playing it, and I just lost interest, like super quickly. Lost super fast interest in Super Bomberman R. I think it was a Switch launch title actually. It came out on Switch launch date, so I guess 5 years later we're getting a sequel to it. Bomberman is a classic franchise. It's a classic character. You know, I don't know, man. It never resonates to the higher extremes that like actual diehard fans of Bomberman are. Like, I've met some Bomberman fanboys in my lifetime, but they're few and far between, to be honest. And then we also got Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection being ported over. That one seemed like a lot of people had hype behind that one. I never played the Battle Network games. Pac-Man World Repac. So this looks like it's a reimagining of, it's like a 3D platforming game. I don't know, it looked kind of cool. It's coming out August 26th. So that's actually pretty close as well. I like when, let me pull the trailer up. I like when games are announced that are coming out, you know, within the next 6 months. Especially if it's like within the next month or two. It usually causes a bit of excitement. I'm a Pac-Man guy. I like Pac-Man. This looks cool. I don't know. Is this a remake or a remaster of a game that came out a while ago? I thought I read that. Like, that's why it's called Repac? I think that is what it is. Pac-Man World came out. Yeah, see, a remake of Pac-Man World. So, it looks cool. It's a 3D adventure game, platforming. You know, we're not getting a Super Mario anytime soon, right? Or a Banjo-Kazooie. So, we might as well have Pac-Man saving the world, having a 3D adventure and tackling, you know, the ghost, Bonnie, Inky, Clyde, and Pinky, I guess. So, I could definitely get behind that one. So, honestly, there was the big hoopla was the Persona games coming over. To be honest, I really I feel bad saying this. Um, I have no interest in Persona. I've played a couple of them on the PlayStation 4. I did one. I forgot what it was at. I played it on stream not too long ago, and I was just not feeling it. I don't know if it's because I'm just not into weeb stuff, if that makes sense to an extent, or just the gameplay genre of what like a Persona game is, or maybe I really need to sit down and grind the hours to it. But congrats to the Persona fans. You got Nintendo Switch portable ready Persona. The thing I have with a lot of the games that are like Persona and all that is I get it. You know, finally you get the game that you already been playing for years on other consoles on Nintendo Switch. But for me, man, I want new games. I want new stuff like remakes, remasters, okay, ports, all right, but you know, like I want to see new stuff being announced. Like Live Alive, that looks cool. That was shown off in here. That's a game that I'm definitely going to be checking out. You know, the Minecraft Legends game and a few other things. There was like that Blanc or whatever it was. It's like that black and white game. That looks cool. I get it. Ports, they always come late to Nintendo, but I'm just, you know, good. I'm glad you got Persona, but it's a game that's been out. And that's why I guess I don't share the excitement, because it's just, it's something that's been out already, you know, and that was part of my point as well. I was like, lower your expectations with Nintendo Directs, because it's more than likely going to be stuff that we've already known that was announced, like Mario Rabbids and Monster Hunter and Live Alive and, you know, Minecraft Legends and all that stuff. We knew all that was coming. And then at the same time, it's probably going to be ports of games that have been out for years. So that was my point, saying lower your expectations, because you might think, oh, this is the worst, whatever. Was this the worst Nintendo Direct? No. There's been worse partner showcases in the past. Some of those from like July 2020 and August 2020 were freaking horrendous. But again, I need to be wowed. I need some stuff out there. Even if Red Dead Redemption 2 was announced today, that would be a huge thing for Nintendo. But that game came out in 2018. You see my point? So I'm happy if everybody else is happy about it. To me, this was just, you know, okay, move it aside. I'm ready to see a real Nintendo Direct, a real presentation with some real stuff. Bayonetta, where the fuck is that at? Splatoon 3 is about to come out, so we're probably going to get a Splatoon 3 Direct here rather soon. I'm surprised we haven't gotten another Monster Hunter Direct. Splatoon, we'll probably get a Direct for that. We'll probably get a Mario Rabbids Direct, some shit, like huge showcase coming up in the future. I don't even know as far as like first party titles. What the hell does Nintendo have left for this year? Let me look at my thing, because we got Fire Emblem just came out, and that's technically not a first party title. Splatoon's about to come out. Mario Strikers, Xenoblade, Splatoon, and then Pokemon. And I think that is it for the first party titles for this year. So Bayonetta, Zelda, and Metroid after that, and who knows when any of those are coming out. So that's my point. A real Nintendo Direct is much needed now. You know, and I don't know, I'm honestly surprised there's not as much outrage over this Nintendo Direct. Like usually you hear this is the worst Direct ever, and you get, you know, all that bullshit. So all right, it was okay. I would say I'd give it a 7. You know, honestly, the only thing that caught my attention was the Pac-Man game and the Mario Rabbids. So let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.